course, we are at the National Results Operations Center right here at The Rock. I'm going to give you a national picture just by turning my head quickly and looking at that national ballot in terms of how the parties, top three parties are looking like there, with just over 9.4 million votes counted, of course 66% of the voting districts completed. The ANC there, numbers still at over 3.9 million, just under 4 million, and of course the DA at over 2.1 million. And I think I saw there the MK party there, over 1.1 million votes there. They should be happy, and the EFF just under 900,000. Of course, that's how the national picture is looking at like now. Let's continue then our conversation with our analysts. I'm now joined in studio by Professor Pravesh Deba, and he is from the CSIR. And of course, we continue our conversation right here with Dr. Ronesh Dhawraj from the SABC's research. Of course, Prof, welcome to you. I've been in conversation with Dr. Dhawraj for a better part of this afternoon. So, of course, we are looking at those projections. It is yet early days. Some political parties saying maybe we should wait at around about 90%, but you have called it at just over about 8% at the time. Just talk to us about what the latest numbers are looking at like now in as far as that national ballot is concerned.
Okay. So, as you know, we run the CSIR election model with in partnership with the SABC, and at national level, ANC is currently sitting. Okay, before I go on, maybe I should just say that our results at the moment is at 60% of the voting districts declared.
Yes, yes.
So at that stage, ANC was sitting at 41.9%. Yeah, 41.9%, and we were projecting them to go to fall a little to 40.5.
Wow.
DA is currently sitting at 23.1, and we are still expecting them to drop to 21.6. And MK is currently sitting at 11.6, and we are expecting them to go up to 14.6. Now, we have to be a little bit careful with regards to that, and also the other parties as well, because it's going to affect the other parties. When it comes to MK, they are a new political party, so obviously we didn't have data prior to these elections, and sometimes the model finds it very difficult to come to a good prediction for parties that were not previously contesting. For EFF, currently they are at 9.5, and we are predicting them to be more or less the same at 9.3. IFP, currently they are at 2.8, and we are predicting them to go up to 3.8. And I think that is because quite a bit of the urban voting districts started to be declared, so that increased for the IFP. And then PA, which previously was in the top 6, so currently it's sitting at 2.6, and we're expecting it to drop further to around 2.1 or so.
So that would put them top 7?
Yes.
Top 7 of the party. Yeah. Dr. Dhawraj, so just looking at those numbers, and of course it's important that we also mention, what Professor Deba just said also in terms of the urban areas. I mean, we are still waiting for those 8 metros, those numbers to come through. But what does this picture then tell us, just given the fact that it is still a projection and we're still at around 60% of voting districts having been counted?
Yeah, I think it is a projection. I think we need to be very, very careful. Obviously, a huge number of VDs have declared, so that's relatively comfortable. But I think the big urban centers are always the last ones to actually count and submit those detailed results. Like I told you earlier, I gave you a brief breakdown. Around 40% of all registered voters actually reside reside in those metros. If we look at the Western Cape, like we discussed earlier, 2.1 million registered voters, of the 3.3 million in the Western Cape. That's a huge number, so that could swing either way. We're talking about the DA in the Western Cape. They've been governing the province since 2009. Then we've got other players in that province, ANC, EFF, now the Patriotic Alliance. Previously in the Western Cape, we had Patricia de Lille's Good, who entered the fray in 2019. So I think Patriotic Alliance is making inroads with the coloured community in the Western Cape, but I think, like we said earlier on, projections, uncomfortable, still 60% VDs declared. We need to get to around 70 to 75%, then the picture will become a whole lot clearer for all of us.
All right, let's pause for now.